Hey everyone, Steven the Salon Guy here, and today I've got a new tutorial for you all. Now, I know I get a lot of requests from you guys. I'm talking at least between 100 to 300 requests a week from you people, which I'm very thankful for. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna do a number of tutorials that aren't based off of any specific celebrity looks or anything, because I've been getting lots of requests for, how do I do this, how do I do that, how do I get volume, blah, blah, a lot of questions about technical stuff with hair. So I'm gonna show you guys a series of videos that are gonna be spread out like usual, but they're gonna be a lot more technical based to go over more things that you guys are asking for all the time. So today I'm gonna be going over an undercut hairstyle, but how to get volume with an undercut hairstyle. Undercuts are still in. I hate to say they're not going anywhere, but I get a lot of comments and questions about how do I get volume in my hair, particularly when I have an undercut. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a haircut on one, trim it up a little bit, and then I'll show you guys how to style it. So I'm ready to go, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to trim this up because I do feel it's a little bit too long, and actually the trim is gonna be relatively simple. So as you can see here, it's down to about his chin, right into here. What I wanna do is I wanna leave this part the longest and then angle it back so it's shorter towards the back here. Simply, all you need to do is determine how short you want this to go, and then you basically lock it in with the scissor and you cut downwards this way. Now you can also hold it in your hands like this, but this does require some expertise, and I always suggest getting this done by a professional. Okay, so here's the front angle, and leaving this longer means that it'll go back longer this way. Now let's continue this all the way throughout this side and also throughout the back, and we'll match this up on the other side. Okay, so here is where we are at with the front. Just want to trim this up a little bit right in through here. I still want to leave it longer, obviously, but I just want to clean up the front here and this angle so it's not so heavy right into the front. And again, it's all basically just keeping it all even and balanced. Do the same thing on this side here. There's those little corners right there. Just take that off. Again, it's gonna come to a triangle, and it is gonna be longest into the front, so don't be kind of freaked out when you see that. You want this longer in the front. This should be the longest piece right there, and it should come into kind of a point. That's totally normal, and you wanna see that. Next thing you wanna do is just check to make sure it's balanced, and it's okay if it's off for the first time. Because even myself, I do it where it's not perfect, but this looks even, so we're good to go. Now watch this. I'll do it from the side here first. So see what happens as you bring this back. All right, it's not so long and heavy back here, but you have that length in the front, and that is keeping the style a little more modern looking because you can get the most volume right in through here. You slick it back, you got that volume, and you're good to go on both sides. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go throughout the whole top of the head, and I'm gonna clean off any split ends just to keep it healthy. It's totally fine to do that. You wanna always keep your hair trimmed and make sure that the dead ends are gone, because dead ends will make the hair appear thinner and it won't look so healthy, it'll look very stringy. So I'm just gonna go throughout the entire head and trim this up, again, leaving the front the longest point, but just making sure everything is balanced. And also, when you layer the hair like this, it removes weight, so that's going to allow some good movement throughout the shape, so you can get some volume, all right? And that's what you want, is you want volume in this, because this is basically, a tutorial on getting volume in your hair. So here's what we got with the finished haircut, and if this looks like a particular celebrity to you, then great, because I get so many requests. I'm sure this looks like somebody's hair. So the top is layered, and as you can see already, we're getting some volume in it just by the way it was cut. So a lot of you guys that are asking about volume, you gotta make sure you have the right haircut, because a lot of times you just may not have the right haircut. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply a little product while it's damp, just a little bit, and then I'm going to blow dry the hair, and by blow drying it with my fingers, it's going to give a lot of volume and lift, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're starting from the root and you're literally lifting straight up. Okay, then you can work it forward, then you can work it back. But the key is you want to make sure that you're getting it in the root area. So you can separate your hair into sections. You can move some out of the way, go over this side, go to the other side. But the key is you really, really, really want to make sure that you're getting product in from scalp to ends. That's the key, is from scalp to ends. Okay? So now that we have the product in, what I want to do is now blow dry it. So now I want you to pay close attention to this. It comes right off. This is called the nozzle. And the nozzle usually comes on most blow dryers. This is a very good blow dryer. It's a professional one. And the nozzle directs the heat right into this one particular area, where if you don't have the nozzle, it literally blows all over the place. So I always use a nozzle just simply because I can direct the heat right in this particular area. So let's blow dry it. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to start at the root. I'm going to lock my fingers in here. See that? My fingers are locked in. And I'm going to blow dry like this. Lock it in and blow dry up. Lock your fingers in and blow dry. Start at the scalp first, okay? Running your fingers through like this is fine, but if you really want volume that's going to hold your fingers there like this. All right, so let's do it. All right, now I know this might look a little bit crazy, and that's fine because we got that volume in there. Now, if you have ever been a model of mine, you know that sometimes I use this, a round brush. Guys, don't be afraid to use a round brush because this is going to smooth it out and get you even more volume. All right, and don't forget, you're doing this in the privacy of your own, bathroom or bedroom, wherever you're doing it. So don't be embarrassed to use it, but this is a brush that will really help you out. And the way you do it is you lock it in and then you blow dry it and then smooth it out like this. You're turning your hands and rotating your hands like this with your hair in the brush. Let's do that all the way till we get to the front. It's gonna straighten your hair out, so if you have curly, wavy hair, this is really, really gonna be good. And the nozzle of the blow dryer and the brush are gonna work together at the same time. Just don't hold it like this. I mean, obviously the blow dries off, but just don't sit there like this because you will burn your hair. But you want to consistently kind of turn, lock it in, and pull. Turn, okay? Keep doing that until it's done, and it'll smooth it out and give it even more volume. All right, so I just want to show you guys. All right, now you want volume. All right, there's no one that can say this isn't voluminous right here. I mean, look at all the volume in through here. This whole thing. Look at that volume right there. So it does require some work. Again, this is with no product whatsoever. Well, except no finished product. I did put some in when it's wet. Could you leave it like this? Would you want to walk around like this? Hey, it's up to you. At least you know how to get the volume now. So let's put a little product in there to tame it down a little bit, but all the while keeping that volume we just put in there. All right, so I've got a finger scoop worth of product. I'm gonna work it through my hands, and then I'm gonna slowly and carefully work this in. Okay, now remember, I wanna keep that volume, so I'm not looking to mat this down at all. I'm not looking to push it down too much. I'm really just looking to work it in through the hair to keep all that volume that we spent so long trying to get into the hair. All right, all we're doing now is just kind of taming it and polishing it up. As you can see what it's doing. If it's a little bit too full for you, then simply just push down on it like this. And then as you can see, it's slowly starting to kind of work itself into a full look, but a more managed kind of tame look. But this volume that we put in, when I tell you it's not going anywhere, it's not going anywhere, it's gonna stay. Because you spent all that time with the heat. And heat, what does heat do? It sets it. So anytime you're setting your hair, it's basically gonna last and it's gonna hold and it's gonna stay. So here's the volume right into the front here. It's polished, it's tapered down now. We have it under control and we have our finished hairstyle.